Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Ooh, lucky bastard.
Are you being sarcastic or something like that?
Fool, you should never mix your drinks.
What, are you retarded?
We'll have to take this abuse much longer.
You're a fool! You're a fool! You're a fool!
Oh, that's what we call diarrhea.
You think this is a fucking joke? This ain't Kenny camera. There's no hidden cameras.
Oh shit, I've said fuck out, said shit.
That's your horse. Get a WeaponCollector cross.
I could knock him out in the shed.
Are you kidding me? That is crazy.
Stop it, please. For God's sake, please stop it. There's no more time.
Is this not why you are here?
Hello, Zed and Tactical. How are you? You're the only two on at the minute. Even if you two are still on, I was just being lazy today. I could not be fucked too. Problem is now my telly's broken. It's quite a lot of bother. The shit I have to clean up before I even, before I can do something. So I got to fucking 9:15, and I thought I definitely ain't going to get on at 9:30. So I thought, let's make it 10 then, shall we? Right, Riggs. Thank you for messaging me yesterday. I appreciate that. I've appealed it, and they've let that video come back on. Not that it's worth bothering having it on, but it was a principle thing. So I appealed it. I even sent them the fucking definition of a crossbow, just to make sure they couldn't say fucking nothing. Cheers, Tactical. Yeah, I thought it was a principle thing. Get in there, make them fucking know that it wasn't a gun. And they have accepted it, which is good. Yeah. So that's all right, isn't it? It proves you can do it. Because I don't know if when it happened to other people, if they bothered or not. But I never heard Slingshot ever saying he ever fucking... What was he holding, though? It depends on what he was holding. Because if he was... I reckon if I was holding up anything that was a gun, let's say I was holding up a BB gun, I reckon they probably wouldn't have accepted it. But seeing as it was a crossbow, and I said to them, nothing I held was a crossbow, and it's not breaking any of your. Hang on, I said nothing I was holding was a pistol, firearm, or a gun. Even the background stuff is a banner. So just to confirm that, I said it was crossbows, and I sent them the definition of a crossbow, and then I just said something like, I hope we can sort this out now. Hopefully we can sort this out nice and quick. Thank you. There you go. I doubt being rude would have made much difference either way anyway. Falcon Munchhead Mike, that's a cool wrist crossbow you made. Reminded me of Mad Max. Do you like that, do you? Yeah. I'm gonna make a new one day. I've had another one planned for fucking ages, in all honesty. Ages and ages. A better one than the last one. Reek said, get your story straight, Mike. You've given yourself 5 years. Fuck's sake. Well, yes. Yeah. No guns. Oh, God. Yeah. But, they accepted it, and they enabled the video to be back on. As I said, it's not really worth being on there. But, it's a principle thing. I wonder if the other, I just wanted to say about Slingshot. I wonder if he ever appealed his. I know it happened to him, but I suspect he might have. I don't think it was a crossbow when it happened to him. I think it actually was something that was essentially a pistol, even though it wasn't a firearm. I don't reckon they'd accept it under those terms, do you? But I know there was a bloke shooting crossbows once who had it happen to him, and I never heard if he appealed it or not. But, well, they accepted it. Back on, done. That said, the only guns on show on this stream were Mike Flex's. I've only ever done that once. Fuck, I must have been pissed if I started it. Oh, fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. Yes, don't remind me. Oh, God. So what have you lot been up to then? Been up to much? I ain't really been up to much today. As I watched, I did watch Split, which I've already seen. It's the trilogy of these. So last week I watched Unbreakable. No spoilers, please. I haven't seen the last one yet. It's not even open yet. So I watched Unbreakable the other day, maybe last week. I watched Split today, which I've already seen. I've already seen both of those. But in all honesty, I've got such a bad memory. It was like watching a new film anyway. And then I got Glass to come next, and that's not even open yet. Yeah, be interesting. It's not, it seems like it'd be an all right trilogy, I think. But what I like about that one, I don't know if you've ever seen Split. Well, if you've not seen Split, I won't spoil it for you. But, well, I've sort of spoiled it at this point anyway. But at the point when you watch Split, if you know nothing about Split, it's not until the last 30 seconds that you know this has anything to do with Unbreakable. You'd have no clue at all if you don't know that. But obviously I've said it's part of a trilogy, so you know that now anyway. But yeah, up until that point, you do not know it's got anything to do with Unbreakable. Yeah, I don't know. It depends what I'm doing later. I might watch that. Doubt it though, because I've already watched the film and yeah. Tattooed, I had a wander earlier, saw thousands of pounds go up in smoke. Yeah, fuck's sake. You know what? I've not even bothered standing out and looking at any today. Couldn't even be asked. Couldn't even be bothered. I've heard them. I couldn't even be bothered to even stand outside and watch any. Just wasn't really in the mood. Said, not been up to a lot today. Did a little bit of research for the story I'm writing, and I did a bit of writing as well. Just watched a few YouTube videos. Nice one. Yeah, funny thing is, I was going to edit. I was supposed to edit the pumpkin cutting today, but I got a bit distracted. So I think I'll do that tomorrow. It'll work better tomorrow anyway, because had I uploaded it today, the live stream probably wouldn't have really been sent to many people, which it hasn't anyway. But you know what I mean. Mother, how you doing, mate? You all right? He said, "Good evening, everyone, Mike. Make sure you don't show any porn on the stream today, especially not crossbow porn." This title originally said sword porn as well, but I got rid of it because I only got one sword to get out. Although it still could have been sword porn. Yes, yeah, no crossbow porn. I was deliberately, just to spite YouTube, I was going to sit here for the whole stream showing knives because I can, and they can't say fuck all. But I haven't bothered getting the box out or unlocking the box anyway. Jumbo Salbu said, let off 40 rockets last night in the garden on the table we were sitting on top of, and the unfired ones, it was still smouldering. Look, it didn't go off. Yeah, that's the only thing with fireworks. You do have to be careful, though, don't you? As long as you're careful. But to be honest, a lot of the people who end up dying through fireworks are doing really stupid things, like lit a firework, they've not all gone off, and then they've stood over with their face over it, and it's gone off in their face. You know, if it don't go off, don't fucking go back to it. Yeah. Abu said it was funny hearing rockets. It was funny hearing the rockets landing on neighbours' cars. Don't admit to that. Fuck's sake. He's just admitted it. Oh, he's going to get done now. Fuck's sake. You just admitted that on live stream and I read it out and everything. That's criminal damage, isn't it? I'm joking. Fuck's sake. So I thought that was the side of a book for a second. I ain't got no books that fat. Well, I might have some Stephen King ones getting on for that fat. Does anybody want to buy a torch, by the way? This torch is I think it's about 120 quid new. I'll sell it for 50. I need some fucking money because I need a new telly. That's my telly at the minute. Yeah, I think these are about 120 quid, I think. I think it's 120. It's a good torch. Strobe and all that, 4 modes. It's got a magnetic charge port. Comes with a pouch. Charger. This thing, I'm not even going to say out loud what it is. Zed said, I can think of someone who might well do that. Sorry, Zed, I've just gone over my head now. Oh, yes. Oh, what, putting your face over the thing? Yeah. Yes. As Mother has just predicted. Yes.
Yeah. Look at that. It just knocked the dirt off.
He's probably not allowed fireworks. Right, Rich, how you doing, mate? Falcon Punch said, "What happened to it's just packed up." I think the I don't know if it's a backlight in them, but the light in it is broken because you can still see the picture, not see the picture. You can still hear the sound, and if I hold a torch right up to the screen, you can just see the picture in the background. So yeah, the backlight sort of has gone on it. Yeah. So I'm using that at the minute. It's not very big. Yes, it is a seat. Oh, crinkle cut cock ring. Let's say. Well, yeah, that's why I didn't mention it. No, I don't know that ring. If you put that on that torch could be potentially illegal then. Zed, can it not be repaired, Mike? Funny thing is, Zed, I was just thinking that myself. When I just said that, I did think maybe I could get it repaired. It depends, though. I'll have to. It might do. It might do. Because you're old enough, you're old enough, Zed. Because I remember these days when you could just go and you'd go to the local TV repairman, get it fixed, wouldn't you? And then older than that, you could change the valves in there. I'm not quite old enough for that, but I know about that. Mother said, I had a telly similar to that. It died one day, bought a new one, and the electricity bills are better now. Nice. But yeah, I remember there used to be a bloke sort of down a couple of villages away, the TV repairman. You could take your telly in there and he'd fix it. Because it probably just needed some kind of thing just changed. Because they might just be able to change. I'll be honest with you, Jed, with these ones, I don't know. I might have a look into it, though. It might be worth doing. Because luckily I got that one second-hand in the first place, so it never really cost me a lot of money anyway. But that's not the point, because to buy a new one, it would. Richard, good news about the Black Hawk crossbow. The nylon I plan to make the replacement pulleys out of, machined lovely. Just got to get the rest. Ah, that's good. Nice to hear that, Rich. Yeah, that's very nice to hear. Yeah, nice one, mate. That's nice to hear. James, how you doing, mate? You all right? Richard said, weight of the nylon pulleys came in at 104 grains, so nearly 5 times lighter than the stock steel pulleys. Ah, right. Yeah, I bet that'll make a hell of a difference. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that, Rich. I need to make that little crossbow I'm going to make soon. I've had the stock of it made for probably 2 or 3 years. I just need to do the limbs, and I'm going to I want to see if I can make the limbs from a weed slasher, because I think it would. I think you could make the limbs from a weed slasher. Right, Joseph, how you doing, mate? Haven't seen you about for a while. How you been? I think I've seen you on Slingshot stuff, but I've not really been on there a lot. Yeah, I ain't bad, everyone. I've just not really done a lot today. What did I do? Oh, cool. What's the film? I did do some editing, but it was not stuff for recent, that's going to be coming up. The problem is editing videos can take you bloody ages. But I don't know. So, what do you watch on television then, Mike? Funny thing is that I don't actually watch any actual telly. So I need a telly, but I don't actually watch telly, if you know what I mean. Fuck's sake. Yes, I watch all the soaps, all the reality things, all of these dancing things. Yeah, that's me. Fuck's sake. No, weirdly enough, I have a telly, but I don't watch hardly any TV. Joseph, I'm good sitting in a tree with my rifle waiting on game. Ah, nice one, Joseph. Yeah, you have to let us know if you get something. No, most of it's either play a bit of games on it, DVD. Although I'll tell you what, I like to have a bit of sound on in the background, though. So often I'll just have Judge Judy on. That's true, actually. Not even looking at it. I hate sitting in silence because I have really bad tinnitus. It drives me fucking mental, so it's nice to have a bit of sound. Anything. I could put the radio on, but it depends. Sometimes it's easier to listen to something like Judge Judy because it's not nothing you have to actually really concentrate on. It's just shouting at people. No, I don't watch hardly any, like, what you'd call proper telly. James said average TV is shit. Medieval shows and movies are number one. That's it. I watch, if you know me, you'll know I watch a lot of films. Yeah, strange. I don't actually watch a lot of actual telly, but the fucking thing is always on. But as I say, it's because it's a bit of noise for me. Joe just said I had a 6-point come in this morning and I was playing on my phone, seeing him. No. I bet that was a bit gutting, wasn't it, Joseph? Fuck's sake. Difficult, isn't it? So did any of you lot go out to any displays or fires or anything? I was tempted to have a fire out in the garden, and then I just thought, wow, what's the point? Go out there, stink a fucking fire, just for me to fucking film it for 5 minutes. It would be worth it. James, are too busy making swords to be watching TV. Yes, exactly. I wish. That reminds me, I need to buy some weed slashers. I want to make a half-size Excalibur. I've got another project that I said I can't tell. I'm not going to tell anyone until it's actually done, but should be quite. There shouldn't be nothing like it, I don't think, as far as I'm aware. Should be totally original as well, but yeah. But I don't know. I'd make it, and people say, "Oh, I've seen them." But yeah, I've also got a bill hook and a sort of kindling chopping thing that I'm going to make into weapons soon. Knives. I don't know what though. I might make the kindling one into a sax, and actually, if you lot are interested in any of my knives, I might turn the. I'm undecided at this point, but I'm going to turn that. I'm going to turn the bill hook I've got into a knife I'm going to sell. So as soon as you see that fucking video for it, know that it's probably for sale, and if you want to buy it, you can. Yeah. So if you like the look of it, it could be yours. But I'm not sure what I'm going to make now. It'll either be a big fuck off Bowie knife, or I might make another smash it like the other one, but this time take the paint off the blade, because I left the last smash it I made. I left the paint on it, which looks all right. Still, if you look at traditional smatchets, they actually do both. These actual proper military smatchets, you could get them with a black covering on, or you could get them. In fact, actually, the black colouring would probably be better for a big old knife like that, carrying it about. James said, how do you make scabbards when you make them? I make them out of leather. I'll tell you what, I'll get that box out if you want. Fuck it. I'll get the box out and I'll show you some of the stuff I've made. Yeah, leather. I make leather sheaves most of the time. Not always, depends. I don't mind making a bit of Kydex ones every now and then. I can show you a couple. If I get this box out, I can show you. I might just get a couple out and then put it back though. I'm not going to leave it open. But I'll get a couple out and show you what I might be making stuff similar to soon. What's the other one I was playing? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, this one maybe. Something like that. I've even got a bit of this as well. You know what? Fuck it. That's all I'm going to get out because that's the two I'm going to do very soon. Very similar things. So I might as well just get them two out, and then I can talk about those. Let me just lock this back up a minute. Yeah, I do. So I'm probably going to make another one of these soon. So this is the sheath is handmade by myself. Big old belt loop on the back. There's the clasp there. So I'm probably going to do one of these, but I'm going to take the paint off this time. And that's how big that is. That has got a just under 11-inch blade. So I might make one of these, and if people want to buy it, they can. Or right. But I've got the I've got all the leather and everything for all these, so it would have the sheaves and that. Or, oh, fuck's sake, I'll have two of the fucking things out, two boxes out that I'm supposed to put back in. I'm going to have to get that fucking thing back out later now. I need to put those back. Or I might make something like this. So again, that is a sheath made by myself. This one's blued. That's not rust on that. That's just the sometimes because bluing is essentially a type of rust. But sometimes when you blue these things, if they've not been oiled for a while, it shows through slightly brown. You see, if I change the angle of it, you can see it's actually blue. Yeah, or I might make one of those. And I've got this, because that's the same as the Smash It stuff anyway. This guard, and I have actually got a bit of this fucking antler, whatever it is. Richard, Mike, I think I know why the stream got took down the other day. You had the crossbow in first-person view from the camera's POV. It was very similar angle to a live stream and shot up a release. Oh, was it really? It might have been that. I have started to I suddenly started suspecting. I wonder if it was someone who was a bit spiteful and reported it. I don't know though. You never know, do you? Who knows? But yeah, you never know, Rich. It could just be purely bots, or it could be other thing. But yeah, so I might make one of those. But the other thing I've got, the other blade I've got is just, the blade's about that long and it's just completely straight. It's nearly half an inch thick, but I might be able to make quite a fancy sacks out of it. But I'm not sure at this point. I'm undecided what I'm going to do with that. Yeah, I do fancy making another Bowie knife with a bit of antler for the handle. Just going to oil this while I'm here. Thank you, James. Glad you liked them. Yeah, they're all right, aren't they? I'm happy with them. I really like these. You're right, Smiley. I'm all right, mate. I'm just going to oil this blade quickly. There you go. But yeah, that is just the blue in. Certain times you look at blue, because if you get a torch, this is quite an interesting thing, right? If you get a torch and shine it on, like, see that Chinese model Type 86S bullpup rifle, that looks blue, don't it? Because it's blued. If you shine a torch on it really close up, it's actually brown, or it appears brown under torchlight anyway. Yeah, fuck knows, Rich. But I appealed it, Rich, and they've let me have the video back on, so that's sorted now. 4x4 fella, how you doing, mate? You all Yeah, thank you, James. He said, all look impressive. Thank you. Tactical said, the size of Mike's hands makes the blade just the same size of a Swiss Army. Swiss Army knife. Exactly. Fuck's sake. But yeah. I might make another one of those. I'm not sure. Well, I've got a bit of this. It's a bit more curved, the other one, so I'm going to have to sort of get around that. But we'll have to see, won't we? But I do make the scabbards as well, or the sheaves. That's my logo on there. If you like that logo, you can get key rings with it. Put in the word exclamation mark merch and it'll come up. I don't think I marked this one, did I? That was a completely handmade pommel as well. That was not that shape. Rich said, "Isn't bluing just controlled oxidation rust?" Yeah, that's what I think. I'm pretty sure it's a form of rust, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I said, Rich. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a form of rust. While I'm here, we're talking about merch. Don't forget you can support this channel if you want. There's merchandise and there's a thing called coffee.com where you can donate if you want. So I'll play a little clip how to do it. And in the description, there's a link. And if someone puts in the word exclamation mark support, the link will come up. So if you ever want to support me, you can. And this is how. It's really easily. Really easy. For fuck's sake, I said easily. Right. See you in 30 seconds. You can also help fund my my new TV because my TV's fucked. I'm now watching it on this thing. I have to watch films on this, play games on it. For fuck's sake. So yeah, that's I don't know which one of these I'm going to make, but I'm going to make one of these soon. This one don't need oiling really. I suppose I could oil the edge, but. Did I do that with a fucking? So that's a hand done bevel there, and that's quite nice, quite even. Might have been. I can't remember when I'm. A lot of these knives, I can sort of vaguely remember making them. If that makes sense. That's got quite a nice even sort of bevel on that, and that's touching perfectly without any secondary sort of bevel. To be honest, after time, buying the fucking leather to make these fucking scabbards cost me more than the fucking knives. For me to make, anyway. That blade for this probably cost me about £8, something like that. The guard came with something else, so I just had it spare. The leather is off of the original bill hook, because this was a bill hook originally, and handmade pommel. Don't, Rich. He said, "Oh, that metal dust affecting your memory." Shut it, you. So, probably more alcohol, I'd bet. But fuck's sake, Rich. You right, Timbo? How you doing, mate? You right? Yeah, probably, Rich. Okay, now. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure about bluing, but I'm pretty sure bluing is just a form of rust, essentially. And it's like a controlled rust. But yeah, if you look at different angles, bluing can look completely, well, it can look brown, like rust. James said you could arm a small militia. I probably could, to be honest. Technically, I probably could. Timbo, to go out anywhere tonight? You've been any fireworks or anything? Doing any fireworks? Richard said, makes sense why it'd look a bit brown. Exactly. I would show you, Rich, if I could, but let me see if that one does it. But I've noticed. No, this one don't really do it, but it's bizarre. With my that Chinese Type 86S bullpup rifle, if you shine a light on it, it's fucking brown, and that is not brown to the naked eye. But when you shine a torch on it, it won't obviously here because it's fucking, you know, it's a picture of it. But yeah. So when you're doing your new stuff, Rich, you say you're doing it tomorrow, or have you been in the shed today? I know you were saying about doing a guard for something, weren't you? Timber said, "Nah, took the step to the fireworks to play yesterday. Oh, right. Oh, did you have one yesterday? Yeah, our one round here was today. But I don't go to them anymore. I was saying to my mum earlier, about the only chance I'd ever go to one of those again is maybe if the kids ask me or something, and then I'll just go for them. But I'll never go to one ever again round here. It's a total fucking shite. I can't believe everyone leave. Do they do that near you, lot? As soon as the fireworks have gone, does everyone just leave? They never used to do that back in, you know, mid-90s. Mother said, I think the blue effect on blades is called patina. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose if it's not blued, it would be a patina, yeah. But, yeah. See, like that one I showed you, not this one, but the other one was actually blued. So, I've not blued one of those yet, have I? Have I? No, I don't think I have. I don't think I will, though. But, because the problem is, I don't like bluing massive things. Tactical, I hate public firework displays. Oh, blue one, oh, red one. Oh, shut the fuck up and enjoy it. Oh, God. Oh, and also, for the second time running, Leighton, my nephew, got a fucking spark in his fucking eye. So I had to come home again. I said, if I remember next time, I'll give him some of my fucking eye protection because I've got loads of them. You know, every time you buy a crossbow, they send you a new fucking a new fucking pair of goggles. James said, you reckon you could make a katana? If I had a big enough piece of metal that was already curved, I probably could. But with the capabilities I have, I don't really have the stuff. Well, I don't know, I might be able to, but because what I do, I tend to do stuff so you don't have to do any forging. So you can still make a legitimate sword or knife, but you don't have to harden, temper, stuff like that. But if you could get a bit of curved metal that was already nicely hardened and tempered, I could make that into a katana, definitely, yeah. I've made a Wakazashi, which is like a short katana. But yeah, it's just getting that kind of, you don't really find a lot of curved, sort of hard, already hardened and tempered steel. I suppose if you could get a bit that was about that wide and then cut the shape into it, I probably could. But me and Rich, I say Rich because he's the one who always finds a lot of these things, have yet to find anything that size and shape at a decent price and easy to get. Richard said, not been in the shed other than machining that nylon, letting my skinny on my armor hand. Oh, what's happened, Rich? Burn yourself or something? Or blisters or something? Or I can't remember you mentioning anything like that. You got bad hand? My shoulder's been hurting again, but both of them have been hurting, which is annoying because this one doesn't normally hurt. Oh well, it's not like I could go to doctors, couldn't I? But, oh, this I forgot to play this earlier. This goes out to Zed and Tactical earlier.
You're joining so early. Shit the bed.
But I have got a katana and I have made a Wakazashi, but yeah, I've never found the right stuff to make one. We found some weird stuff, didn't we, Rich? We found some tell you quite a good one. We found what was they? There was combine harvester tines, like big old fucking fork, and they was like curved and fucking, you know, long. Yeah, combine harvester tines. But I think they was quite thick as well, weren't they, Rich? They might have been like that thick. They would have been. I reckon they might have been too thick for a. You would have had to do a fair bit of work on them, I reckon. But it was a good find. Yeah, me and Rich are always looking for things like that. I think the weed slasher was probably one of the best ones you ever found, Rich. Richard said, got a giant saw on my hand. Had to use a hammer with a horrible fiberglass shaft doing those rondos. Ah, fuck's sake. Yeah, nightmare, Rich. Nightmare. Tactical said, I did not shit the bed. I was covered in white sticky stuff. I must not eat mushroom soup in bed. You dirty-minded bastards. Fuck's sake. Oh, Zed said to Rich, next time stop. Next time use a wanking sock to pleasure yourself. Fuck's sake. Dirty bastards. Forgot what I was even talking about now. Yeah, combine harvester tines. Rich has found some good stuff. He's found combine harvester. I've got a lot of these things. I've got a lot of these things like bookmarked in eBay. James said Wakazashi is the best and my favourite out of the Japanese swords, short swords, and the long sword goes together. I've got. I made a Wakazashi. It's not got a true curved blade, but I sort of cut it so it looked like it was curved. It was the best I could do with what I had, like the materials I had. Rita said, yeah, for a thrusting pole arm, those tractor spikes would be okay, but not for anything else. I think hay knives. That's the other one, Rich. If you could see one cheap, might make a katana. Yeah, I forgot that's the other one. Yeah, that was the other one. Yeah, hay knives. Yeah, he's found some really good stuff. You just have to search about for existing tools and then modify them. Yeah. Trying to think what else we found. You can occasionally, but they're hard to get as well. You can find massive machetes, can't you? You can sometimes get machetes with a blade, like that big. Really, really, really long ones, but they exist, but they seem to be hard to actually get. Timber said next project will be a 1.5 sacks, but 18 inches long. Nice one. Oh, did you hear me saying I might make one soon? But it'll just be a standard size one, but it'll be very thick. I think that's what I'm going to do with what I've got anyway, Timber. Is that what you're going to do with the weed slasher? I look forward to that. James said, you into medieval history, Vikings, samurai? Not really. I find it interesting, but I don't really go massively into it. You know what I mean? Like all sort of military history is interesting, but it's not a lot of stuff I really look massively into. You know what I mean? Richard said, if you cut it right, you could get 2 curved blades out of them. Some of them look 3 or 4 inches wide. Yeah, that's it, isn't it, Rich? Zed said, you might want to be careful about making a katana, Mike. I don't think you could class it as hand-forged. Well, no, that's it. Is it hand-forged? Yeah, it is hand-forged. Yeah. Well, I suppose it depends what the original thing was made, how the original thing was made. But I don't know. But I get what you're saying there, and I thought about that myself, Zed. Yeah. Mother said, some people cocking their crossbows, others are spanning them. Yes, exactly. Let me just play a relevant clip for that if I can find one. Fuck me, I've got so many clips. I'll find it, don't worry. Where the hell even is that? So I'm going to read that again. Some people are cocking their crossbows, others are spanning them.
Are you kidding me? That is crazy.
Really said you also get straight weed slashers as well, about 31-inch blades, but not seen in this country. That's it. Yeah, you can get some really, really fucking massive weed slashers and machetes, but yeah, I've never seen them over here to get them. I may need a quick piss in a minute. Where's my video? Zed said, you never know. Someone who had their spanner taken away might report you. Fuck's sake. Don't. Yes, I don't. Timbo said, I was thinking about a big bit of steel. The weed slasher goes to the back of the list again. Yeah, well, you know, you can always save it for something else. Don't say that. It will go on a witch hunt. Fuck's sake. Right, let me go for a slash and I'll be back in a minute. There's my advert. Right, I'll be back soon. Right. Welcome to the Weapon Collector shopping channel. The only place you'll find all Weapon Collectors merchandise. Mugs, banners, t-shirts, glasses, and lots more. All found on Weapon Collector shopping channel. Now that is some good coffee. But that is actually the cheapest coffee you can buy. As soon as you put it in a Weapon Collector mug, this is gourmet shit basically. It's essentially the cheapest you can buy. Anything you put in a Weapon Collector mug will just be transformed to the ultimate drink. But that is just beautiful. Don't forget your pint glasses. Cheers. Just look at that. You think that was straight out of a pub. Nothing says refreshing pints like the Weapon Collector pint glass. And don't forget the t-shirts. And there also isn't just t-shirts. There is literally all kinds of clothing you can buy in the Weapon Collector range. Different designs as well. You can get the knuckle design, you can get the thumbs up merch. I'll drink a bit more of this one in a minute. And much, much more. We've even got Christmas clothes if you want it. Don't forget your banners while you're there. We all love the Weapon Collector weapon boards. Now you can own your own in your own home. No worries about any issues with police or locking your guns up. Can't take these away. You've heard me talking about the merch. If you don't believe me, listen to these happy customers.
This is the best mug I ever bought, and I have thousands of them.
Go anywhere in a Weapon Collector t-shirt.
Look what I got. Weapon Collector. I'm sure you all know him. If you don't, I don't know what you're doing. Good job, Mike. Really good. I'm really impressed.
Hey, get yourself a mug today.
I should have told Electro that he was going to be on there, and he probably would have just made me a video anyway. Timber said, oh no, I've read that, didn't I? Thank you, mother. He said, best dad. Dan Chick, how are you? Yeah, I'm all right. James said, fair play. Love the samurais and the culture and how they viewed life. Sort of peaceful but dangerous philosophy. Yeah, I do like all that. It's just I don't really get into a lot of stuff like that now, but I do find that all of that kind of stuff is interesting. But I don't know, I just don't really like watch a lot of or read a lot of stuff to do with those kind of things, if that makes sense. Rita said, Mike, what about those curved folding saws for a small curved saw blade? Yeah, that might work. What, like the silky saw type things, do you mean? That could work, Rich. Yeah, never thought about those. I suppose how thick they are and what they're like. But yeah, they would be. Yeah. Not sure, Rich, though. I'll have to look into it. Yeah, a lot of sort of history is interesting, but yeah, they probably could. I'll tell you what, Rich, you can get big ones of those as well. So yeah, I don't know how big, but I tell you, I got chucked off of one of the Amazon affiliate things. Cheers, Tactical. Yeah, I can't do the American links anymore. I can't be able to set it up again. I will do eventually, but in all honesty, I wasn't earning much money from the American associate one anyway. In fact, I need to cut my finger again then and put that away. Just lucky I caught my nail instead. I've got to stop fucking about knives and live streams. Yeah, the American one wasn't earning me a lot of money, hardly any money anyway now, but it's still worth doing because it does, even if you don't get paid a lot, it still piles up eventually. And then you'll get a nice surprise sort of 30, 40 quid. You can get something from it, can't you? So everyone's plans for tomorrow. I plan to do fuck all. Although I say that, I'll probably be editing videos again. Richard said, what are those wooden swords that have stone in each side of it? Oh, I know what you mean, but I had no idea what they're called. Anybody know what they're called? James said, I had to pay customs charge for a sword today. Criminal what they can do. I need to get rich and move out of the country. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, mate. I wouldn't even buy a sword from abroad now for a lot of reasons. It's not worth the bother what keeps going on at the minute. Richard said you could try that, Mike, but with 2 bow saw blades in each side. Do you know what I had planned? What I might do, what I do want to do one day, Rich, is do one of those sort of paddle things, but have broadheads sticking out of it. That'd be a horrible fucking weapon, that would. That'd tear you to pieces, I reckon. Yeah. Imagine broadheads sticking out of some fucking club. Could they be worse than any fucking nails? Shit like that. Timbo said, driving to Exeter for my Mrs. induction to a degree course. Oh, that's good, Timbo. All right. Yeah. All right, that goes well for her. Pete said, hello all, be on for a bit while I take a shit or a shower. Yeah, or both. Nice one, Peach. How you doing, Peach? You're all right. I like that watch you were showing us the other day. Got himself a new watch. Hello, Todd. How are you? Fuck's sake. Oh, God. What is going on today? For Christ's sake. James, it took 3 months to deliver. Zed said the Richard Yaztec one, and Matthew Hitu. Oh, yes. Yeah, now that rings a bell, that name. Oh, God. Pete said it's only 20 quid, so not a Rolex or anything. Tim said, Mike, Mrs. says thanks. Staying until Friday. Right. Yeah, all right. So you get a bit of so you'll be, yeah, that's good, Timbo. Yeah, nice one. Richard said 24-inch bow saw blades for 12 quid. Nice. Yeah, that would be quite, that would be, you know, that'd tear you to bits as well, wouldn't it, Rich? Right. Anyone seen any good films lately? I've told you the ones I've watched. I want to know what you lot have been watching. I want you to recommend me a film now. Old or new. I want mine something new, though. Anyone seen anything lately you thought was good? I do want to watch Terrifier 2. Todd said sharp one, you. People normally fall for that one. Oh, God. Well, there wasn't a lot of people on, so I had a quick read through in my head first. Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, done out. There's not a lot of people on. For you, anyway. What was the other name, Eddie? There was another one that I thought maybe. SAS Rogue Heroes. I do want to watch that because I've watched the actual. Some people who said it was rubbish last night. I think Tactical said it was rubbish. I don't know. Someone did anyway. I might give it a go though, because the actual because that is based on real events, but supposedly they've had to dumb it down because the shit that the SAS was really doing, to people who don't know, it sounds unbelievable. What them lot was doing, so they've had to dumb it down to make it seem more believable. Yeah. But I have watched the documentary that's based on. I've watched the documentary, and that was really interesting. Yeah, SAS Rogue Heroes. Because if you can ever find that, that's really worth watching. Find the original documentary on SAS Rogue Heroes, and it does. It's a historical sort of documentary, and it actually shows interviews with the actual real SAS Originals. It may be called SAS Originals, actually, saying that, but I can't remember. I think it's called SAS Rogue Heroes because that's what the book was called. The book is called SAS Rogue Heroes. The documentary might be called SAS Originals. Anyway, but that's fucking fascinating. Tactical said Rogue Heroes is okay, but added a whole new character just to be wait. I looked on IMDb and I saw exactly what you're talking about, and I thought they wouldn't have been there because they fucking went off. I know exactly what you're saying, Tactical. I thought the same thing, but I thought, typical, isn't it? But I might give it a go because I am a big fan of any SS type of stuff, and hopefully that should be good. It's got a couple of good actors in it at least. Todd said, is there such a thing as a crossbow where you can load more than one bolt ready to fire at the same time? Like a semi-auto crossbow. They do exist, but I don't think they're commercial ones. I don't think anyone's made one commercial, but I've seen people make homemade ones like that. No, there is. There's a stacked crossbow like that. Yeah, no, there is. You can actually buy it. There's a commercial crossbow that they're stacked. Yeah, stacked like double bows, and there's a bolt on top, bolt on the bottom. Yeah, like a double barrel crossbow. You all right, Matt? How you doing, mate? Dimmer said the Rogue Heroes book was brilliant. Didn't bother with the drama. No, I've not read the book, but I've watched the documentary. But I'll tell you one thing though, Timbo, which is a positive at least. The bloke who wrote the book and the bloke who made the documentary also is the writer to the drama. So, yeah. The bloke who plays Paddy Mayne is good. Yeah, I can't remember his name now. Jack O'Connor in it. And then they've got matey from Game of Thrones playing Jock Luz, which again, probably good. But it does look like it's got some good actors in at least. Todd said, do they sell them in the UK? You know what? I haven't got a clue, sadly. I don't know. They might do. Yeah, Alfie Allen, that's it. James, thank you, mate. Yeah, Alfie Allen's in it, playing Jock Luz. Yeah. Yeah. But that crossbow, so I cannot tell you what it's called, but you'd have to look up. Let me look it up online quickly. I've no idea what it... Mother, do you know what it's called? But there's essentially a double barrel crossbow that you can buy. Excalibur Twin Strike. It'd be expensive as fuck though. Like 1,000, I bet. The Archery Shop. thearcheryshop.co.uk. Twin Strike, 1,800 quid. I won't bother personally. Yeah, you can get that over here. Oh, if you do want crossbow stuff though, this is the kind of stuff you want to get.
Found ya. Stay on the floor, shut your cake hole, and use your King Lears for once in your life, you fucking mug.
It's a tough world out there for a grizzled East End enforcer. If, like me, you need quality accessories that you can rely on, get your ass down to Mad Mike's Quality Crossbow Accessories Emporium. Fucking wallop, son. Get your ass down, Mike's. He'll give you the quivers, he'll give you broadheads, and he'll give you aids. These novelty bayonet cocking aids are a worthy addition to any pistol crossbow setup. Excellent handmade gear at basement prices. Mad Mike's Quality Crossbow Accessories Emporium! I told Mike you'd buy him a coffee. Don't make me a cunt.
That is the best fucking advert ever. Isn't it, Timber? I love that. It's brilliant, isn't it? Mother said, check Merlin Archery. They have many Excaliburs. Ah, right, yeah. It's 1,800 quid, so personally I won't bother. Done at PS YouTube, this is a crossbow. Do you know, this is the weirdest thing though, Tactical, right? I could play videos on a live stream of people holding a crossbow, but I can't hold it live. Yeah, they're technically all right, those clips. Yeah, it's because that ain't live, is it? You know what I mean? It's bizarre. Yeah. Richard, Mike, look up Sabercut TTC. All right, yeah. Was it a giant fucking blade like that? I think I might have seen them. What ones is it, Rich? Oh, are they? Yeah, I can't tell how big they are. Are they big? It's hard to tell how big they are. Actually, yeah, you probably could make a decent machete. Yeah, a nice saw-back machete with a proper decent saw as well. That's another thing I've been planning to do for absolutely years. Make a fucking, I want to make a machete out of a saw blade with a saw-back on it, because you should be able to make a really good machete, because machetes are thin as a saw blade after them anyway. It said, "Would make a saw-back skeleton machete thing." Yeah, that's what came up. It had like triangles cut out of it, didn't it? But yeah, Tactical. I appreciate that. Yeah, he said, "P.S. This is a crossbow." Yes, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because I checked that myself. Because I've been on every now and then. I'll check out other YouTubers just to see what they're doing. It's not people I subscribe to, but if they're doing similar things to me, I'll have a look what they're doing, especially on their live streams. You know, I noticed other people they were showing clips of shooting and holding guns, but as long as they weren't doing it live, yeah, not that proves anything, but it seemed like that wouldn't be an issue for some reason. Bizarre, isn't it? Mother said, "Oh no, what said saying I did see that," and then he said, "Wonder if it would be possible making a revolving pistolish crossbow." It might be, Zed. I bet you probably could. James said, "Them all air guns on your canvas." Well, there's a bit of everything. There's air guns, deactivated replicas. There ain't no blank fires actually. I ain't got no blank fires now. But yeah, it's a bit of everything, and the stuff really is there. I just put a banner on it so YouTube can't shut me off. See you later, Timbo. Hope you and the missus have a good time. And another thing is sorted. See you later, Timbo. Nice having you on. Mother said, "Just need a long cylinder like a Taurus Judge revolver." Yeah, the only problem is it's getting the bolt. It would have to have it's hard to explain, but I think you'd have to have slots almost where the bolts sit in. So in a cylinder, so there's a tube with the cylinder in it, and instead of holes, there'd be grooves. And as that goes around, when it comes to the bottom, it could drop it down. Yeah, I reckon you could do that. You imagine like the revolver edges, but cut off so that, yeah, I reckon that could be possible. And then if you had the same cocking mechanism as some of the others, when you cock it, it makes it just turn one bit. But that wouldn't be that difficult to do. Well, for an engineer anyway, you know what I mean? There's not that it wouldn't be difficult to do, but I reckon it would be makeable. James said, "You ever make an axe, hatchet, or tomahawk?" I've done a couple of. Yeah, no, actually, I have. Yeah, I've made a completely homemade hatchet before, throwing axe type thing, and I've bought axe heads or axes and modified those into nicer things. yeah, so yeah, I have. Sadly, they're locked in this box, though. Or maybe it might be in that one, actually, and that's a lot bothered to get in that one. Well, I've had a go at making most things. Well, I say that. I don't know. Dad, it sounds good, but aren't those mags easier and quicker to use? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose it's one of those things saying that tactical. It's like a slightly redundant thing. Yeah, those probably work just as well anyway. Yeah, less to go wrong with them. So yeah, you're probably right. It's a bit like the reason, like a lot of George Sprav fans and him himself like to go on about him innovating crossbow technology, but the reason none of that shit existed is because they just completely surpassed crossbows and did away with them because they didn't need them anymore. You know what I mean? So it's not really like he's coming up with anything fucking like new, because there was already something made massively better than crossbows, and that was firearms. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's why a lot of this shit doesn't exist now, because you don't need bows with magazines on. You don't need, you know what I mean? And also, even all that shit was already made anyway, wasn't it? But yeah. Fuck's sake, tactical. And he said, spamming, but one thing Mike hasn't made is a slingshot rifle. Have you made? No, I haven't, actually. No, I haven't. James said, you want a good series? Watch The Sopranos. You know what? I've been wanting to watch The Sopranos for absolutely years, and I will one day. 100% will one day. Richard said, found the same saw blade, 50 centimeters, 20 quid. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's what's about that long in it, I'd say. Yeah, that's really good. Todd said, I modified those baseball bat torches by padding them over with tape until the entire body is the same diameter, and then stick the head of a maglite torch on the top to make them innocent look. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, very good idea. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Because also what you've got a proper decent sized torch. It doesn't look like a bat anymore. It takes a decent battery and it has a decent light. Yeah, yeah. I commend you on that one. That's a fucking good idea. Todd said, same size as a large maglite, but half the weight. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the ones I've got, I've got modified maglites. So this is a modified maglite. It's now got a lanyard on it, and the button is at the bottom. And this has got a like different, 3 different setting torch on it now. So you can see that is on. That's the lowest setting, middle, high. And if I did that 3 times, it would even strobe. That's that one. That takes 2 AAAs. Because essentially it's a fucking pen light just rammed in the middle. It's a little bit more to it than that. And then this was one of those ones where the head would adjust back and forward, but I didn't like it because if you ever swung it, the head would go like that. So I drilled a hole and put a sort of little lug nut in there because I'd rather it just be fixed. It's more solid then. And that one, again, I put my own lanyard on it because I wanted a solid, really good lanyard. Tactical, no, I read that. Zed said, Chinese repeating crossbow had a magazine and you cocked it the same way as Nada. So no, he didn't make anything. No, exactly. He hasn't, Zed. He hasn't, yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. No, it's not. It's all bollocks. Everything comes out as bollocks. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. James said, you reckon you could live off grid? If you could, honestly, I don't know. I'm not gonna. How do you mean live off grid though? As in a house still? Because that would make a bit of a difference. And it depends where you are though. I don't know. I'm not ever going to pretend I'm an expert at anything like that, but I have at least basic knowledge, and I could probably do better than people who don't know fuck all. But you know what I mean? Yeah, Richard, take it. You're not going to make things or a custom knife anymore, Mike. After he told me, after he said fuck you in a fucking private message, yeah. Fuck's sake. Wait, he'll have to ask me again. And maybe I'll give him the same response, Rich. Rich said, I've seen an underlever cock and crossbow in an anime from the 80s. Exactly. That's it, Rich, isn't it? James said, like House in the Woods, living off land. Seemed like you could do it right. I think in that, if I was don't get me wrong, I love modern luxuries and technologies. I love it. I love living in the time we live. But at the same time, if it all got took away, I could deal with that. Because I'd accept that at any point in my life, I could probably have everything taken away from me and have nothing. And I would have to live with that. Yeah, and I think I could. Yeah, I'd give it a go. Sad said, yeah, homeless people live off. Well, exactly. Yeah. Well, put it this way, I am prepared to live like that if I had to. Oh yeah. Mother said, do you know that Horror Zone Rage crossbow? I had an idea for a new type of reverse limb style crossbow with the same limbs. Like those type. Yeah, I know. They're sort of the ones that they push forward, don't they? Instead of back. So instead of going like that, they're more like that, aren't they? I think I know what you mean, Mother. Yes, pretty sure I know what you mean. This is to you lot.
It's a tiny bunch of nutters being watched over by a large team of moderators who encourage these people to think they have something worth saying. And people like you take them seriously, whereas nutters should be ignored. That is the proper purpose of a nutter, to be ignored.
Yeah, it's not a large group of moderators anymore. It's just one moderator. Two when Peach was on. Oh God. I do like that video. I was just listening to the radio one day and that came on and I thought, fucking hell, that's exactly like it sounds like he's describing my live stream. Well, that's on you, isn't it? Well, it is. I suppose it is. There you go. Fucking hell. Anybody want to join in for the TV fund? I'm up to £2 so far. £2. There's no limit that I need to get to. It's just I'm at £2 now. So if you'd like to raise the TV fund to something more, so that I can put this back for my CCTV, because I don't even know when someone knocks on my door at the minute. It could be anyone at my door, because that was my CCTV monitor. If you want to support me, in the description there's a thing that says donations. If you put !support, the link will come up, and this is how to do it. And it's really easy. This little 30-second video show you how to donate if you want to, and it takes PayPal, debit, and credit cards as well. So no one can say they can't do it. Tactical said, revenge is a dish best served cheeky. Yes, it is. Oh, fuck's sake. Rich said to Mother, only issue they had to tune out some of the cam lean, but that's not a big deal to fix. Is that the ones I'm thinking of, Rich, where the limbs are sort of the other way round? Instead of coming backwards, they're going forwards. Is that the one he meant? Is that what he meant? I'm going to just look it up. Fuck it. Then I'll know. Yeah, I think it is. Actually, it's like that. It seemed more like that thing over there. That's the one. Unless I'm thinking of something completely different. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, fuck it. Listen, anyone remember when they used to have policemen's balls? I always used to support those. I reckon policemen's balls. Supporting flats said. Todd said, ever heard of batchets? You take the blade of a machete and you embed it in the side of the business end. You take the blade. Oh, a baseball bat. Ah, no. Well, I have seen those. Yeah, is that what they call it? Oh, batchety. Yeah, batchety. Yes. No. Well, I don't know. Have I? Right. The only reason I think I've seen something like that is because in The Last of Us 2, there are some similar weapons where they've driven blades into baseball bats. Because I'm going to make one of those. And I have actually got the baseball bat here ready to go. It was a slightly funny story to this baseball bat because I never actually ordered this. I ordered an Anglo Arms 28-inch bolo machete, and this arrived instead, and it was an Anglo Arms, however long that is, baseball bat. It's not very good though. I think I fucking like what do you call it? Sappy kind of knot there. But yeah, I'm funny thinking I don't think I even was complaining about it because I wanted to buy a baseball bat for a project anyway. So I thought, fuck it, I'll just keep it. And I'll just because it was the exact same. I think what confused them, this was the same price as the machete anyway, and they're both Anglo Arms. But yeah, it didn't matter. I just thought I'd just have them both. Right, Steve, how you doing, mate? But yeah, on The Last of Us 2, they have knife blades or scissors sticking out of them, and I've actually got all the shit to make them. Although you wouldn't be able to. What they don't show you in these computer games is if I tried to fucking hammer a fucking scissor blade through the head of this, you'd never fucking get it through there. Not with just hammering it through. You'd have to drill a hole, and then you'd have to fill the hole. You know, the blade. You know, it would. The scissors would break or bend. You know, hardwood fucking bat. Todd said, too much chance of the wood splitting with the saw blade in the back. Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, the loose seals are all right with the barbed wire. But right, I do like the loose seals, and I do like baseball bats with barbed wire on. The only problem is I think they're a little bit too, like, you see those a lot. I want to make something a little bit different. You know, you could probably find hundreds of those on YouTube, but I doubt you'd find many of the Last of Us 2 ones. That's a good point, Rich. Yeah, you could heat up the scissors and burn a hole. I suppose you could. I mean, that'd work, wouldn't it, Rich? I reckon. Todd said it's very easy to make a crambit knife out of a pair of scissors. Just break the handles apart and keep the finger away. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah, like a very simple one. That's it. But yeah, I never actually ordered this. They sent me the wrong thing, and I just thought, oh, fuck it, I'll have it anyway. Mother said, according to someone called Camshot, that company behind Hellhawk Crossbow he had and broke, moved UK under the name Anglo Arms. Oh, fuck's sake. Mother, you do crack me up.
Are you kidding me? That is crazy.
Who knows? Zed said you could drill holes in one and put a load of spiky studs in. Yeah, well, I'll tell you the other thing I thought of, Zed, is, again, with one of these, drilling holes and then maybe putting rule plugs in the holes and then screwing in broadheads. Broadheads sticking out of one end were brilliant, I think. You could go pretty mental on it and put fucking like triple bladed broad. You imagine a baseball bat with triple bladed, the 3-bladed broadheads all over the fucking thing, one at the top. That'd be pretty mental. Maybe one day. Tactical said to Mother, "Where's the models you promised, Mike?" Don't you start them on that. I was hoping to get a rest from that for a bit. Richard, that thing only broke because he kept dry firing the thing on stream. Exactly. James said, "Broadheads. That's thinking out of the box." Yeah, you imagine there. I will do it one day. I definitely will. You imagine a fucking baseball bat with some of this shit sticking out of it. There's loads of them as well. Imagine those sticking out of it. Oh, fucking hell. Right, it's just gone. Hang on. Please don't let my chair not be under me when I sit down. Imagine, a bat with loads of those sticking out of it. Or, as I said, there's loads of them. Maybe these. Or these. Yeah. I reckon that'd be pretty fucking mental there. Loads of those. One at the top. Yeah, that's the idea. Dad said the first one might be a bit fragile though. Yeah, I suppose it could be. But yeah, or just do like the solid ones, innit? Yeah, but I know what you mean. Be interesting though, wouldn't it? And it would look different at least. There wouldn't be no one else with one like that, I doubt. James said, would they be secure though with raw plugs? I reckon they might be, because well, I suppose you could glue the raw plugs in. I reckon they would be pretty solid. I'd have to test it one day, wouldn't I? Mother said, can't find any tactical. They all refuse or block me. Right. Well, thank you for trying there, Mother. Steve said, tactical at my age, not even a spark. Let alone fire. Richard, I had one years ago. Wore out 2 strings and the prod was still going strong. Tactical, even a bat full of field tips. Yeah, that's another one. I did think of that once. Field tips. I think I just started thinking, why not go for broadheads? Make it even more fucking yeah. Exactly, tactical. Todd said, do you think the term tactical is very generic nowadays? What do you reckon a tactical baseball bat would look like? Ask Zed about that. Or was it Zed who mentioned it the other day? Tactical? When someone said tactical Bowie? Yeah. Yeah, it's a sort of, I don't know, it's a bit of a pointless word, isn't it, after time? You know what I mean? Like for when you're talking about specific things, not pirates though. Oh god. Dad said hunting broadheads made for bows would work, I expect. Yeah. Mr. X, how you doing, mate? You're right. He said lead loaded would be better than those parts. Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe I'll do all of it. Yeah, lead loaded. That's a good point. I forgot about that. Yeah. Painted black, call it tactical. Fuck's sake. Tactical, you don't paint yourself black, do you? You get in trouble for that kind of shit nowadays. Spikes have a tendency to get. That's another good point. I'll be honest with you. I'd only be making it for a YouTube video anyway. You know what I mean? But yeah, in truth, though, if you was actually going to use these things, a lot of them aren't really very suited for things, are they? I even found that Warhammers, if a Warhammer spike is not the perfect sort of dimensions, that'll get stuck as well, or it will stop itself because they get wider. Todd said the police here will arrest anyone for carrying something with tactical in the name. I have a phobia for the word. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do have to be careful with carry things. That's what. Yeah, bring it on. Disimpod. I never did. No, I never did. It was the word tactical, and then I thought, oh no, it's not fair of me saying the word tactical is a useless name. James said, "You're prepping for an apocalypse, prepping for summer." Now, I wouldn't even call myself a prepper. I'm probably more prepared than anyone else. Not anyone else, but a lot of people. But yeah. So let's face it. When you get things called a tactical Wakazashi, then things have gone too far. Yeah, it is. They do chuck the word tactical on a lot of things for sort of no reason. Well, if you've carried an apple and then you said, I'm carrying this apple for self-defense, they could actually, I think, technically arrest you. So just go around and say you've got a self-defense apple in your pocket. See what happens. Mother said, an aluminium baseball bat, fill it with at least 1 pound of sand, then swing it. All the sand will be at the end of the bat. Yeah, exactly. I've seen what a hollow aluminium bat can do to you. I don't even need any weight in it. But yeah, more weight doing more damage. Todd said they would really want to risk him back. Well, you don't know, do you? If that job's worth it, they might. You know what I mean? Yeah, tactical banana is curved, fuck's sake. Leafy Lou, Gower Sponge, how you doing, mate? You're right. Nice to see you on. I recognised your name. Not your name, your picture. How you doing, mate? You're right. Oh god. Yeah, I'm alright. I ain't too bad. Nice to see you on. Steve said, what does a survivalist have in his chips? Salt and pepper. Fuck's sake, Steve. Oh god. Yeah, Gower Ghost. I said Gower Sponge, didn't I? Have you ever been called that as well? Gower Ghost. I'm sure you was called that once, weren't you? Yeah, I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. I'm sure you had that's been your name once before, isn't it? For me to say that. Yeah, that is you anyway. Let me check. Yes, it is. Yeah, I ain't too bad. I'm not too bad. What you been at? You've been out doing your firework stuff tonight or not? James said zombies and water bottles. That's it. That's what I'm prepping for. Zombies and water bottles, mate. Gal said, yeah, still the same photo, mate. I said last time, lost a lot, mate. Been in my car for the last 3 months. Yeah, gas man, do you think I ghost? That's it, yes. Yeah, I remember, mate. Yeah, well, that's a shame to hear that, but I hope I hope it's all coming together for you, mate. Yeah. That said, I wonder how long it'll be before they have Prepper Pig on the telly for kids. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, fucking hell. Matt said, did you watch that film Barbarian? I said, yeah, I did, Matt. I did, and I really liked it. I won't spoil it for anyone. I'm going to have to watch my shoulder because my shoulders, that just hurt my shoulder slightly. I've got a bad shoulder, if anyone wondered. I did, Matt, and I really liked it. Let's not do any spoilers for anyone, though. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. There was a bit in it, that first proper jump scare. I won't say what. That first proper jump scare actually made me go. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I was watching it with headphones on in here. I had to watch it on my computer, and it's when I have earphones on that makes me properly jump, and it made me jump enough that I went like that. I loved it. It was mental. Yeah, it made me groan. It made me jump so badly. Yeah, quite an original story, likable characters. The female lead was yeah, it was good, wasn't it, Matt? I liked it. Gareth said, I'm not in Wales no more. I've moved back to Kent. Get in there, mate. Get the video. Mate. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, though, mate. Yeah, and I hope it's all getting sorted for you. Yeah, Barbarian was good. Yeah, good premise. I like the end. Yeah, it was decent, wasn't it? It was decent. Brief fire, how you doing, mate? Jameson, how old are you? I'm 42 now. I'm 42. I'll be 43 next year in April. Gar said, "Is this the shared video thing?" Yeah, this is StreamYard. There's a thing up there. Yeah, this is the way I live stream anyway. But yeah, he said, "This guy's the most genuine YouTuber I've known." Big up, Mike. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. At least you've caught me in a good mood. I've been in a funny mood lately. That's right. But yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll try to be yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll sort that out soon. Maybe next week if you want. I can sort that out. We'll do that next week, yeah. Well, I can have guests on because I'm probably not going to be much on this one for much longer. But I even came on late tonight. But yeah, if you want to try next week, yeah, I'm up for that. And it's quite easy to do. It's really easy to do. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. All I do is send you an email and you click the link and you just follow what it says. And it's pretty easy to do. Brave Fire said, "Mike, do you know if Ferric's tools are any good?" Sadly, I've never heard of them. I have never heard of them. Ad, how you doing, mate? He's on 40, we old boys. That's right, yeah. That said, 42, first time in ages, his age has matched his waist size. Fuck off. Fuck's sake. Oh, no, I'll tell you what, before I lost weight, it fucking was. That actually was, you're right. When I was the fucking fattest I was, that was true. Yes. Oh, fucking hell. James says, "Criminal, you've only got 37k subs." I agree with you. At one point, I had to delete loads and loads of videos, and I suspect that might have contributed to knocking my rate of growth. You know what I mean? Zed said to Gower, he said, "Of course he's genuine. Nobody in their right mind would want to make a copy." I do happen to have a copy, though, technically. Gower said, "I'll show you. Hang on, I'll show you. Now I found a lovely stick earlier, and here's that girl you got now. Oh, who comes on the videos with me? That is Metallic Reality, who I met through met on here. Yeah. Yeah. Metallic Reality. Let's see who that is. She ain't on tonight though. She's out. Mr. X said, "I dream of being 40 again." Yeah, that's what try to make the most of it now. I am. Don't leave it till it's too late. Mr. X said, "I'll be on the pension after Christmas." Really? Fuck's sake. You know. Matt said, "Going to watch Woman King tomorrow," whatever it's called. Yeah, what else have I watched? So the only new thing I watched, Matt, was watched Barbarian, which I really liked, and then I've been watching Unbreakable and Split, and I'm going to watch Glass later because I've not seen that. I watched Parasite the other day, which I thought was all right. Mr. X, no, not Mr. X. Mother said he'll be back in a minute. Todd said, "Ever seen one of those switchblade combs or balisson combs instead of a blade?" Yeah, I have seen those. Yeah, I've never owned one though. I've never owned one of those, but I have seen them. The only problem is a lot of them are really cheap, and they're sort of like almost hollow-handled things, like tin hollow-handled. But I have seen those. Quite interesting. James said, "You must have spent a small fortune on all the goodies you got." Do you know what? Weirdly enough, I haven't bought. Well, years ago I definitely did, but you'll be surprised how much stuff I've got now. I hardly ever buy anything nowadays. Most of the stuff I either get very kindly, given it as gifts, or I make stuff, or it gets given to me review. But I used to spend shitloads. At one point when I was working, I used to spend about fucking at least 200 quid a week on weapons at one point. That's all, that and DVDs. I'd stopped drinking at that point, so yeah, and I didn't save me money, just spend it. Spent it on weapons. James said a woman king is called Queen. Matt said, did Split film come out a while ago? Yeah, Split is the sequel to Unbreakable, but it's that one that you don't know that Split is a sequel to Unbreakable right until the last 30 seconds of the film, which I thought was quite clever. When it come out, you know it's an M. Night Shyamalan film, but you're not aware that it's a fucking sequel to Unbreakable right until the very end. And then you're like, there's our fucking matey. Todd said, gonna get some kit, mate. Have a good one. See you later, mate. Just joining in. Dad said, I got one of those cheap flip cones. It's junk, but it's made a couple of people jump before now. No, I bet they're still interesting to like mess around with, though, aren't they? Because you've got the sort of flick mechanism of it, so it'd be interesting, yeah. Gal said, I love seeing the things your dad left and the gifts. The old mags was interesting. This guy knows what he likes. The Peter Pan's a cast iron pans. For fuck's sake. Ad said, I drink and smoke. I love this channel. Cheers, Ad. But I'm right in the middle. Yeah, what was I saying a minute ago? But yeah, I used to spend a lot of money on weapons. I hardly spend anything now, but then that's also because I don't have any money anymore. It looks like I spend a lot of money on things, but even those expensive crossbows, that one over there was bought for me. That one there was bought for me. That one there was paid for half by someone else. This is right. I think Mother paid for that. And when I say Mother, I mean the person in the chat called Your Mother. Pretty sure he paid for most of that. Paid for half of that. That one I either bought or bought it off of Tactical. No, that's the one I bought. That sword I made myself. Most of my knives, I've not bought a knife for a long time. I think the last knife I bought myself was possibly, I bought myself a German army knife copy, which was about a tenner, and a British army knife copy, which was about a tenner. I think, if you're not counting things like stuff where I make stuff out of. Yeah. Matt said, I thought another film called Split about a bloke with split personalities. That is it. That's the film, Matt. Matt, that is the film. That is a sequel to Unbreakable. Yeah. James said, what is illegal to own then that you know of? Right, let me get the list out for you. I'll read you the whole fucking lot out. So there'll be no... So we all know all of it. Right, hang on. That's the wrong list. I'll tell you in a second. Let me just find this list and I'll tell you. Because there's shit on it that I can't even remember the fucking names to. Where the fuck's that gone then? I've lost my fucking list. My list ain't up here now. I don't know where that's gone. Oh, I have got another one. I'll find it in a second. Hang on. Because it is interesting to know what is and what ain't. I have got another list anyway, because I printed out a few. So in case I haven't did it, I can just hand on that and say, that's what's legal, that's what ain't, read it, and learn your own fucking rules. Oh, I can't even find that one now. Oh, fuck it. I'm just going to have to try and remember off the top of my head. So, Bala songs, as in butterfly knives, switch blades, as in flick knives, knuckle dusters, cheap curved swords, Oh, I found it now. It was in my fucking. It was in the wrong thing. Right, here you go. This is the stuff that's illegal to own in your own home. Butterfly knives, disguised knives. Disguised knives are a knife that's made to look like something else, like a belt buckle or a phone or a lipstick. Flick knives, gravity knives, stealth knives, and stealth knives are knives that aren't made of metal, basically. But if they're for food preparation or they're toys, they're all right. Zombie knives, which are knives with a cutting edge, a serrated edge, and words or images suggesting its use for violence. Cheap curved swords. Sword sticks, if they're not antique. If these things are antique, you can still have them. So you can still have an antique knuckle duster. Push daggers, blowpipes, telescopic truncheons, batons, straight side-handled or friction lock truncheons. So you, as far as I'm aware, you can still have an old style police truncheon. Hollow kubatons, ninja stars, and then the shitty Kurosari Gamma, Kaitsu Shogi, and the Kusari, which are weird fucking like blades on chains and shit and ropes. Hand and foot claws, knuckle dusters, and cyclone knives. There you go, 21 items, but that's the only things on the list. So, you know, you can still have like koshes and shit like that. That's it. I have an Anglo-armed hunter. Yeah, Unbreakable is the one with Bruce Willis in and Samuel L. Jackson. That's an eye on the list. Fuck's sake. Tactical said, "Watch Nobody." It's last night. Older film, but bloody good. Yeah, that's the one with Bob Odenkirk in it. Yeah, is that the one? Is it Nobody or Mr. Nobody? Is it called Mr. Nobody or is it Nobody? Yeah, see you in a bit, Zed. If I'm still on, that is. I'm not going on to half 12 tonight. A Baby Cart series, I've got that, and I've got Shogun Assassin up there, which is essentially the film made from the best bits of Baby Cart series, isn't it? James said, have to write the list so I don't forget. I have got videos on it. If you put in on my channel, that's it. The bloke who plays Saul Goodman, that is Bob Odenkirk. Yeah, that's Bob Odenkirk. Yeah. On my channel, I've actually got videos on what shit's banned and what ain't. Richard said the ninja weapons on that list are funny, as most of them are just modified farm tools. Exactly, Rich. Exactly. Yeah. Matt said, one more herbal smoke for me, then sleep. Duvet day tomorrow. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Sit with that about 2 foot away from me and watch something. Maybe I'll watch Glass. If people have been donating tonight, sorry, I'm sorry, I've not seen any. Let's have a look. Got £2 for the TV fund so far. No, that was all I got. Let me look up what that is, James. No, they're all right. They're all right. Yeah. Kunai. Yeah, they're fine. They are legal. Mr. X said, can own sword sticks new and old here, but you wouldn't want to get caught carrying one out in public. Yeah, we can still have them if they're antique, Mr. X, but that's it. Yeah. A lot of that stuff, if you could get an antique trench knife or knuckle duster, you can own it. I know somebody's got a proper antique one. So I'd never mentioned trench knives on there, but trench knives just fall under knuckle dusters anyway. Yeah. Oh yes, Ad. Yeah, the Baby Cart stuff. Yeah, I'll keep pointing up there because that's where I keep my DVDs, and that's where Shogun Assassin. I've got Shogun Assassin on DVD, and I've got some of the Baby Carts on VHS. Yeah. Well, if you can get an antique one. Peter, I want to find an antique KD. I know someone who's found a antique trench knife and bought it. I know someone who's got one of those. They was in the chat earlier. But yeah, there, at least with trench knives, you could probably, because a lot of them were actually marked and that, as long as you can prove they're actually antique. A lot of knuckle dusters you probably couldn't. because a lot of them, unless they're the World War II ones, which wouldn't be antique yet, a lot of them are hard to prove how old they really are, aren't they? I don't know how you would. But yeah, an antique knuckle duster would be great, though, wouldn't it, Peach? I'd like that. Then I could finally fucking own one again. That was actually normal size. I've got a little mini one over there because that would be legal because you can't actually get your fingers in it. You can't be physically used. But yeah, like to destroy all, man. So, was I talking about that last night, or was that something else? That might have been something else. It's just, everyone knows I did have them, but I thought, I'll be honest with you. You get this thought of, maybe I should hide them. But I thought, to be honest, if I'm going to hide them, there's no point having them anyway. So, I'd have this paranoia that they get found, so I just cut them all up. And I've kept all the bits cut up, so I can actually even prove that they have been destroyed. Just cut them all up. Say that was the knuckle duster. I got some bolt croppers and I cut them there, in between the fingers, basically, so the top came off. But they, I've still got all the bits because I might melt them down one day and make a fucking giant one. But for me, it wasn't worth the bother because had I kept even one of those and then the police found them, they could probably take every single thing I own, and it would cost me thousands of pounds to get the stuff back. Because you can't have, when it comes to getting weapons back, they won't give you community. What's not community service? They won't give you a free solicitor, which I can't remember the fucking name of it now. They won't give you a duty solicitor or whatever it is because it's not a sort of criminal thing. You trying to get your weapons back. Yeah. Peach knows. Peach does actually have evidence, and he cut them all out of bolt cutters. I have proof he does. He actually does. Yeah. I'd said I'd look for trench clubs. They're still out there, and the whole trench warfare. Yeah. Oh, I love trench clubs and that. They're amazing things. Yeah. Fascinating as well because of the horrible sort of history of them. Yeah. I'd said I've read that. Tactical said, how do you tell the divide antiques are fine, but modern cheap stuff is banned? One rule for them, and I know what you mean. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah. Very bizarre. Oh, thank you. I know who that. Someone's just donated. He's not actually in the chat. Let's go and have a look. See if they left me a message. Someone's left a. Let's see. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna. I hope you don't mind me reading this because that's nearly put a tear in my eye. You just saying that. Oh, for fuck's sake. That was Samurai Bird who's just donated. And he said, just seen your live stream you did for me when I got hurt. Brought tears to my eyes. Thanks, bro. Any fucking time. Because, that was, we was all thinking of you, mate. That's nearly that's giving me slight tears in my eyes. Yeah. No, you're welcome, mate. Because, we was all thinking about you. Yeah. Thank you, Samurai, as well. I appreciate that. Yeah, here's your video. Nearly definitely. And this one.
That's the funnest place to be.
Oh, hang on. No, and this one. This is your favourite one.
We'll have to take this abuse much longer.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that meant, it meant something to you, mate. Because, we was all thinking of you when you got hurt. There he is. You right, Samurai? Nice one, mate. Zed said, start late and finish early, Mike. If this goes on, you'll have to stop calling these streams. Dribbles would be more like it. Ah, fuck's sake. I'll be back to normal soon. I was in a weird mood again tonight. Matt said, mate, bought some in Spain years ago. Give them. Glad I got them. Yeah, I'm glad you watched that, Sam. Was that the first time you'd seen that stream? Yeah. James said, James Samurai Bird is definitely a real fucking samurai, mate. 100%. Yeah, he definitely is. Go and look at his channel. In fact, here you go. Let me know if this is bloke's a samurai or not.
Hey guys, Samurai Bird here.
And Miss Bird.
I just wanted everyone to know that I'm going to be okay. The Spyro Demons and Spyroverse itself was warning me not to mess around with things that I don't fully understand. I do have a scar to remind me of my encounter with the Spyroverse.
Don't let him fool you. This fucking Spyroverse shit is bullshit. He fell down a fucking hole at work.
Okay, well, I'm Samurai Bird saying it's all noodles, no spaghetti.
There you go. You make your mind up. And thank you for that donation, Samurai. I appreciate that. Yeah, because you know what it's like with me. That massively helps with a lot of things for me. I appreciate that. Pete said, yeah, I remember us all saying get well soon. That's it, yeah. James said, oh, that has a room to be proud of. Yeah, that was Samurai Bird. That was him talking about the accident that happened to him. Because he says it was an accident, but that's, you know, he sort of legally has to say it was an accident. He was actually chucked off of a ladder by a Spyro demon. Yeah. Quite, well, yeah, I'd say quite bad, yeah. Very badly, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose when that live stream went out originally, Samurai, you would have probably still been in hospital, I'd imagine, wouldn't you? That would have been while it happened, wasn't it? Yeah, the fundraiser, that was it. That said, the whole hand-to-hand thing is done in UK now. 4-inch carry and no guns, we're doomed. Yeah. Not even 4-inch, 3-inch. 3 inches. Matt said, I've been watching Trawler Men on iPlayer. Quite good. Yeah, never seen. Oh, no, I know, saying that. I might have seen that. I have seen similar things before. Emma said, yeah, I think I just got home a day or two before. Yeah, you probably had. And you still would have been in quite a bad way. Yeah. No, oh, shit, dropped me knife. I must stop messing around with these knives. I need to cut myself early. Okay, now. I'm glad you've seen it, yeah. See you later, Mr. X. I'll probably only be on for about another 10 minutes. I'll see what I feel like. Oh, did I say to you yesterday that it was my niece's birthday today? Well, it wasn't. It's tomorrow. I think she's going to be 7 tomorrow. I went downstairs and I said, oh, happy birthday. She looked at me weird. I thought, all right, fair enough. Kids can be a bit weird. And I said, get me any presents today? She looked at me weird again and said, no. I was like, what? Didn't get no presents? And one of them, she or her brother said, I'll probably get them later. I was like, what? Why would you get presents later? Who's giving kids presents at night? And then then she just said, no, it's my birthday tomorrow. Fucking hell. I'm glad I didn't give her a fucking present and a card. Fucking idiot. James said, I only got 6 Japanese swords. I've technically got 3, I suppose, but I don't count. No, 4. Japanese Otsu sword, which is a proper genuine one, which is old and probably worth about, getting off about 600 quid, I think. It's about, maybe, well, this is about $600 maybe, depending on how strong the pound is. That is a cheap wall hanger, stainless steel thing that I've never used. And that is a cheap wall hanger, which I have actually used that on pumpkins, but I wouldn't use it on anything else. And then I've got my OK katana in there. That's not what it's called. I'm just saying it's an OK katana. That's our good old Uncle Mike, premature as usual. Fuck off. Oh, God's sake. Richard, Mike nearly cut yourself on stream. This could be the inner feelings showing you miss Slingshot Warrior. Fucking hell. I've done it. I did cut myself the other day, and I've nearly cut myself about 3 times today. James said I like shit with bone or antler handles. Yeah, bone and antler are nice. A nice white handle like that's quite nice. Yeah, I don't shown that at all today, have I? The regulars have seen it about 1,000 times, and you get to see it even more. But yeah, these are my little weed slasher swords that I make with. Well, they're made from weed slashers. So the scabbard is completely made by myself, hand stitched and all that, and handmade. copper shape and collar. And the blade is made from a weed slasher. The handle is HDPE, white HDPE with nail rivets, an aluminium bit in the middle, aluminium pommel. It's based off of the Witcher sword. There's a Ziriel Witcher sword that Geralt gives to Ciri in the end of the third game. And I liked it a lot, so I thought I'd make my own little half-size version. And then I made one for Metallic as well. James had always said that if I found a decent buck deer with good antlers, I'll make a knife and their antlers and handles. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Handmade in China. Yeah, exactly. Fuck's sake, Peach. Samurai said, thanks, Tactical. You're doing well. Good as well. Yeah. How is everything going at the minute, Samurai? You back to work now then? Or are these Spyro demons still keeping you off? I don't know. I don't know if you're fully recovered yet. But I know you said you was you going to have more operations? Was it that kind of injuries? Wasn't it? Hammer Corpse, how you doing? You all right? He said, love your channel. Been watching for years. Your Halloween episodes was laughing me out so funny as hell. Good night, that. Nice one. I'm glad you like that. Yes. They're still getting quite a lot of views, the Halloween videos. So I appreciate that, right? Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I was really happy with that Halloween video because I always try to do something special for the Halloween stuff. And I think that was probably one of the best ones I've done personally. They're always good, even if I do say so myself. But well, no, I'll be honest. If I thought there was a load of shit, I'd admit it. But I'm glad you liked it. Samurai said, no, they found some slightly torn ligaments in my shoulder. No surgery, just more therapy. Right. I thought. Yeah. Matt said, watched the video on YouTube the other day. Some guy with a gat pistol firing corks. Hilarious to watch him moaning about it. Oh, God, I remember your gat guns. I've never actually owned a gat gun, though, but I've had... Or have I? No, I might have. No, Malk probably had one. I don't think I've ever had a gat gun, but I think Malk had one. Yeah, I do like these. I'm going to make myself a mini Excalibur soon. Here's an interesting question, though. What kind of scabbard would Excalibur have? Because traditionally, it don't have one, does it? Yeah, the G10s were worse than the gat guns, weren't they? It was even weaker. I have seen a girl, though, who was wearing extremely high shorts that might as well have been, like the fucking Daisy Duke sort of denim shorts that are right up as high as they could go. I've seen a girl wearing those get shot about that far away from, with a gat gun dart. I've told you that story before. Samurai said, anyone seen the knife gun video? The gun that shoots? I don't think I've seen that, no. Do you know what, Samurai? I don't think I've seen that. I've seen guns that have knives on, a bit like my crossbows. I don't think I've ever seen a gun that shoots knives. No, I don't think I have. It's completely mad. Pink said, I need to Google gat gun because I never remember what they are. It's the one that looks a little bit like a Luger and you push the barrel in. I say that because you normally push it against the wall, but if you're strong enough, you could press it in with your hand. It looks like a Luger, and you press the barrel in either on the floor with your hand. You unscrew a bit at the back, put the pellet or the dart in, screw it back in. When you pull the trigger, the barrel shoots out, and that shoots the pellet out. Richard said, talking of swords, got another Suba to do 6 swords. I've got enough Subas to do 6 swords once I get all the Rondo daggers. A nice one. Yes, that sounds great, Rick. Look forward to all that. Oh, Tactical said it does in the books. The scabbard is what keeps Arthur from getting killed, but they never describe it. Right, yeah. Yeah, because I was going to say, in Excalibur, I don't think he ever has one in that. Zed said, yes, it did have one. Don't forget, in the original stories, Caliburn wasn't the sword in the stone. All right. Oh, so it did have one. Yeah, it's just in everything I've ever looked up, I can never find a picture of it though. So I might just do some plain looking thing. I'm gonna look I'll look and see what once I've got the sword done, I'll look and see what I think kind of scabbard might go well with it. Don't say what materials makes a sword ring when you take it out the sheath. I don't know. In real life, when you pull a sword out, it doesn't go zing, in the air like they do in films. And this makes an all right noise. That's probably because might just be rubbing on the inside of the rivets in there. It doesn't make, in films they take it out, it's like ringing when it comes out still. But it might make that kind of noise, but I think it's exaggerated in films. Thatcher just finished rereading Lamont the Arthur again this week. Nice one. Hammer said, Gat gun, very inaccurate, one-shot reloader, and the upgrade was the G10, looked like a Browning. That's it. Yeah, Browning or maybe a Colt. A 1911. Richard, yeah, in the books, Merlin says the scabbard is worth 10 of the sword. And with the cost of leather, I believe him. Yeah, that's the case for these. That's the case for these. Sword costs about fucking £8. Fucking scabbard, there's probably about fucking 40 quid worth of leather in that. Mother said, show us some crossbow porn. I can't do that. I'll get chopped off again. Pete said it cutting into the throat of the sheath, which is bad. Movie shit. Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Pete. Exactly. They said, great sword you should make. Yeah, great sword you should make. If I could get that metal, I probably would. It's getting the pre-done metal, though, at a cheap price. Because the other thing is, why these reed slices are so nice to make. £8. Sometimes £6 for that metal. And I've watched someone miss. Well, she won't mind. I've seen Metallic. Was in the garden cutting bottles, and she's missed with the sword and whacked a piece of 10 by 10 fucking wood. Didn't affect sword at all. Might be 10 by 10. Big old bit of wood. It's like that. Square. Whacked it with her sword. Didn't do nothing to the sword. Matt said, I would have more luck throwing an actual G10 at the target than hitting. Yeah, exactly. I know. Terrible things. Matt said, my mate shot me in the arse with my own gat gun and a dart sticking out of my cheek. Probably the I've done a lot of stupid things like that, but probably the one I regret doing is shooting my mate in the arse with a Webley. I can't remember what it was, but it was a Webley Mark 1 pistol, but it might have not been a Mark 1, it was like a newer version, and it was probably quite powerful. And when he got shot in the arse, we're stoned out of our faces, and we was out down some park as well, so shooting at people's windows and shit like that. Yeah, just stupid shit we did. And there was at one point, I remember 2 of our mates was messing around, like play fighting, and me and Mark was also play fighting with the gun. And we both trying to pull the gun off each other, but at the same time, both trying to aim it at the 2 people fighting. And we just sort of came together, aimed it perfectly at mate's ass, and just pulled the trigger at the same time. Because both our hands was on it. And it's fucking fat. You could tell that hurt like fuck. You could tell by his face. You could tell it really, really, really fucking hurt. Yeah, it wasn't one of those like a little, you could fucking tell that hurt him. Oh, God. Richard said, metal scabbards do make the ring sound. Right. Yeah, I don't really know, Rich. Samurai said, so is that some kind of spring steel? Richard would know what. Rich, what kind of steel is this? The only thing I know about it, Samurai, is it holds an edge all right. It's already sort of hardened and tempered, so it'll bend and go back. It'll go back straight. And it holds a decent edge as long as you keep it cool. Yeah. But I think it's Rich knows the exact all of it, like what it is. But I think it's some kind of spring steel, so some kind of springy sort of tool steel. Because it's already a decent tool, it sort of, yeah, it's perfect. Zed said Mike makes a great sword, fucks up his shoulder and guts while picking it up. Exactly. Oh god, yeah, those workbench, exactly. James said the Witcher sword would be a good sword to put on your back. Yeah, it would. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, those old webs about 5 or 6 foot. Yeah, you should have seen his face. That you could, you know, when you just know you've hurt someone. I knew me and Malcolm knew straight a fucking way. It fucking hurt him. Oh god. James said that makes me want to go paintball. Oh god. Richard said the weed slashers are that Mike used for the sword are magnesium alloy steel, about 95% to 1-pit carbon. But yeah, they're good. They you know, they go back to their straightness. They hold a decent edge. You know, they're reasonably thin, but they do the job for a little sort of what I want, and it's just a little homemade sword that you can do a bit of light cutting with. Mother said there are slingshots that are made to shoot special darts. Some people shoot them without protective gloves and shoot a dart by mistake in the hand. Yeah, I've seen that. I have seen that. You do want to be careful with some shit. James. That's what they're called. If you go on eBay or anywhere and just put in weed slasher. That's what the tool is called. It's just it's a piece of metal about that long, say, and then it's got a little bit that about a 6-inch bit that comes off at the end, and it's made for cutting weeds. It's like a scythe almost, handheld scythe type thing, but the blade on it's only about that long. So you cut the curved bit off, take the handle off, and you've got the perfect bit for a half-size sword. Yeah, they're literally called weed slashers. Well, no, exactly. It's not a thing because you can't put the sword back in it, can you? And he said, if wearing a sword in your back, such a good idea. How come no one in the Middle Ages did it? Yeah, exactly. Because you can't put the sword back. Rita said it's complete bastard to drill. Just grabbed the drill bit and snapped it. Took 3 attempts. Yeah, they are bastards to drill, aren't they? Yeah. That's why what I do. I always use the existing holes. But yeah, the only time I ever got to drill it, Rich, was when I used those. My dad had a set of these like special drill bits that's supposed to drill anything, and they do work for a bit. But he said, I'm going to get into airsoft next year for sport, so I can get cheaper, realistic guns. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Samurai said, sounds like T10s. It could be. It could be. But yeah, it's quite good stuff for what it is. And as long as you keep it cool, it works quite well. Well, you use the existing holes with matron. Rita said, also, wood handles are good for... Yeah, I've got tons of those wooden handles that I kept. In fact, I even used the old rivets on that two-handed sword that I did. James said, smaller, shorter sword can be put on the back and taken out of ease. I suppose you'd have to have quite a big opening, though, to be able to... Because the problem is you can't see where you're putting it in. You know what I mean? Oh no, yeah, no. Did I read Max? He said I might go play World of Tanks for an hour. An hour de-stress myself out. Oh no, to stress yourself out. Had a crappy day with my illness. Slept most of the day. You're off then, Matt. Take care, mate. It was nice having you on. I hope you start feeling better. Yeah, I hope you start feeling better, mate.
10% low battery remains.
I've been sat in the dark the whole time. This thing only charges occasionally. Ah, fuck it. I'll leave it off. It don't matter if I'm sat in the dark. I was going to drink one more and can't get bed. Pete said I like flared mag as well. Like a flared mag. Yeah, exactly, Pete. Yeah. Richard said I pull the handles off and attach the guard and put the handles back on. I suppose that's a good point. Yeah. I suppose it depends what handle you want. At the minute, a lot of them haven't been wooden handles. Just hit my shoulder then. You must stop fucking around. You all right, Zach Attacks? How you doing, mate? I won't be on for much longer. I'll stand for 5 more minutes. Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm all right. I'm all right. Been getting pains in my shoulders and my side and my finger. Where else? Every fucking where. But no, I'm all right. I'm all right. There's all shit I can live with. So, the only annoying thing is, it is annoying get this shoulder starting hurting for no reason. That's actually tactical. And he said, Mike, can I say that's a nice looking skateboard on your couch? Yes, did you know I started skateboarding? Samurai said, happy Guy Fawkes Day. Too windy here. I would have had a bonfire. Oh, I forgot about that, Samurai. I meant to ask you about that. Because honestly, I thought about you earlier. Because I was on Reddit, and Reddit had a thing at the top celebrating bonfire night and Guy Fawkes night, and I did think, I wonder if Samurai had his fire or not in little tribute to us. I didn't have one either. I didn't even go out either. James said someone must have a sword on their back at one time. As we said though, because they might have. The only issue was though, it's trying to. You imagine that behind your back, and then trying to get. I'm not actually going to do it, and then trying to get the sword back in that little hole when you can't see it, and behind your head. It does look like a skateboard, I know. It's an old tactical lol. Yeah, it's not a skateboard. I've never been on a skateboard, I don't think. There you go. Well, I prefer it being called a skateboard than a fucking coffin. You know, they called it that time when Metallics was there. Oh god. But it's a fucking shit ton of fireworks going off an hour ago. Calmed a little now. Yeah, I'm surprised there's none going off now because I know it's late, but people still do it. I would have gone out in the garden and shot some. Pete, you didn't get out shooting any blank fires, did you? Missed a trick there. I ain't got none at the minute. I've got fucking boxes of blanks though, but I've got no blank fires to shoot. Zed said someone might have done it once. I doubt they did it twice though. You make yourself wide open, getting it out for a start. James said if you have a strap or a sling, you could take it off. Oh, I suppose you could, yeah. I suppose you could take it off, put it back on, like, yeah. I suppose, yeah, all right. If you're talking about just carrying a sword on your back, 100%. People probably did carry swords on their back, yeah. It would free up your legs and your hips and, and your back. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I imagine people probably did maybe carry swords on their back, yeah. Same as you'd carry other shit on your back. But I doubt anyone would have carried a sword on their back tactically. Yeah. That's I've got blank fires, but the dog is going to help me out with that. Fuck's sake. Oh, God. Mum said, why all the fireworks? Yes, a holiday. Oh, come on, Mother. We explained all this yesterday. You should have been listening. It's Guy Fawkes night. Guy Fawkes night. Weren't you on yesterday? We've done the whole thing. We explained the whole thing to Samurai. Yes, it's a load of bollocks, like low-slung holsters in Westerns. Hollywood is full of BS and pedos. Yeah. Fate said, no, not today. I kind of regret buying a blank revolver just because they have to be bright colours. Yeah, I want to buy another blank for. I want to be able to own at least one. And if I do get one, I might get a 9mm one. Because I've got 9mm blanks. But all my old ones used to be 8mm, but you can quite easily get a 9mm blank now. You could then, but they was harder to get. You seem to be able to find 9mm blanks easily now. And I sold all my blank firers, and I had a nickel Beretta, I had a Desert Eagle, I had a PPK, I had three revolvers, at least 3 revolvers. What else did I have? Yeah, luckily I sold mine when you still could, Peach, but I sort of wish I hadn't now. I technically have got a 2.2 blank fire, but Mount's got it at the minute. And he's never given me it back, so I sort of have and I haven't. Yeah. Yeah. That one was a bit slow. Beat that one before it even put the second fucking message on. Oh no, got 2 in. If you're wondering, one of those weird fucking porn bot things came up. I'll be off any minute now. I should be back to normal next week. I should be on Friday and Saturday, but it's getting to that time of the year now where people keep wanting to do shit, but I probably won't anyway. Yeah. I'll be on next week. Yeah, let's call it a night there. I appreciate everyone being on though. Yeah, I enjoyed myself tonight. I knew I wouldn't be on late and I knew I wouldn't be on early today. I just didn't have fucking time to get ready tonight. It just, take the sod off, you're boring us now. Oh god. Scroll up for half an hour to find this clip.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Do you know what, Pete? I was thinking that. He said, shave your head, you fucking hippies. Long as fuck, I know. Not, yeah. Yeah, maybe that is. Cheers for the donation yesterday, Trade Prep. I appreciate that. Nah. I don't mind. No, I'll shave it off. But no, I was thinking about it anyway, because it is getting a bit long now. I'd rather cut it off now before it got too long, and then I start to fucking hate it. This is about the limit where I don't mind it. When it starts sticking up like that. Right, yeah, cheers everyone, I appreciate it. Sorry I ain't on for longer, but yeah. I will I'll see you next week, and I'll have a video on tomorrow of me and Metallic doing some pumpkin cutting, all right? So you'll have a video to watch, and then there'll be more in the week, all right? So see you later, everyone. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the week and next weekend. Cheers, everyone. Good night. See you later, Samurai. Thank you for the donation as well, mate. That genuinely means the world to me. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Remember, it's non-stop, not November. Fuck's sake, Pete. See you later. Oh, God.